Guys, let me tell you what happened the other day. I was trying to host a Zoonotic multiplayer match from my computer, and I had to open up ports at the router level, you know? Well, not only did that take me 4 fucking hours to configure, not only did I notice the low quality skills those asses at the billion routers have for creating websites, because let me tell you, the router website of the billion router, it was so fucking impossible to navigate that shit. Okay, let me tell you, it was impossible. But at the end of the day, I noticed that this router was configured improperly from the start. Like, it was misconfigured, okay? I'm not sure if that was just my family that fucked up the configuration or the billion guys that just didn't know how to match the router's default configuration to some modern security standard. But yeah, from then on I've grown up and learned to appreciate the power of firewalls. Fuck you, billion routers. I'll personally make sure my family doesn't rebuy any of your routers ever again, because not happening. So, with that rant out of the way, let's talk about Sam. What I was trying to explain with that fucked up story was I became paranoid. I double checked my firewall configuration, all the ports I was running, all the processes running on my system, etc. And suddenly I thought, why not just have a system that would alert me on such security events, like whenever a program would start listening on a port or execute a command, etc. Why in the flip-flop isn't there a solution for this? And so, scouting the internet I went. After searching a bit on the web, I find this random ass post on the Super User Stack Exchange, and I get the biggest motherfucking hit of joy ever, because this tool, oh my god, by the way, it's called Audit D. It's just over the top, oh my god, it just sounded too good to be true. What I could do, for example, is I could log system calls and monitor all the file changes to a log file. Audit D, where have you been? All of my life. And you know what I did? A little Pacman -S audit D on that bitch, and we are running, bro. I had syscall monitoring working in less than a couple of hours. And look at this! This is gorgeous, bro! What the fuck? Look at it, this is amazing. But then I thought, okay, this is all cool, because now I can store logs whenever a program starts listening on a port, or executes something, or does something suspicious. But how would I show this in a prettier way, or like send an alert, or a pop-up, or something that would, like, alert me? I surely don't want to read this blob of garbage logs every time. Do you know how many calls I could get in a day? Shit, brother, I would get lost trying to read this. So, I gave it a little thought, you know, here and there, and I just couldn't find a good solution. Perhaps we could create a script to listen on file changes and then Elasticsearch. You wanna know why? Boom! 3 solutions built on Elasticsearch. Observability, security, search, Elasticsearch. So for those of you who are not very technical and would need an explanation as to what we're gonna do, here you have a computer, okay? This is a computer, and we're going to be taking this computer, and then going to be taking Elasticsearch, Kibana, and Audit D. You see those 3 services, those 3 powers. We take them and we put them into one computer using the power of virtual machines. You know what virtual machines are? Basically, like, it's like nesting, concatenating compute, like fucking matrix type of shit. Okay, that sort of thing. And yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's so goddamn simple. We just take them and drag and drop them into the virtual machines, and bam, it's a win. After settling up this amazing, I should say, plan for this operation, I started to look for Docker Compose files for Elasticsearch and Kibana, because obviously I was gonna start doing it. I was gonna assume this was gonna be done in Docker, okay? But let me tell you, this was the biggest and longest torture of my life I have ever experienced regarding something in tech. I have never wasted so much time on just getting 2 fucking services up and running. Look at this! Do you see this? I said, what the fuck is this scam? It took me nearly 4 days to realize I should have just used virt-manager from the start and give up on Docker. So yeah, I really have no idea why Docker wasn't working. I just couldn't get it to work, and that's it. And my recommendation to you guys: use the lovely libvirt with virt-manager and Kimu, because this was honestly hell. Okay. And after realizing this mistake, I obviously fired up virt-manager, set up a quick Arch Linux installation, and you know how many attempts it took me to configure all of this up? Yes, okay, like a couple, but it was nonetheless way quicker than to set up the whole Docker Compose shit. So, what I did was I installed Arch Linux, encrypted the main partition, enabled SSH because I'm not gonna use the virt-manager, the Kimo to work with the server. I'm just gonna SSH into it. Set up some basic firewall rules. Realized I accidentally kicked myself out of the SSH session because I fucked up the firewall configuration. I fixed the configuration and installed finally Elasticsearch and Kibana and created their systemd units to restart them and yeah, do all of that lovely stuff. And that's it, lads. All I had to do. Now it was the time to actually configure my computer to send this auditing information to Elasticsearch and have Kibana display those nice and pretty dashboards and diagrams. So here I actually had quite a few choices to choose from. One of them being natively installing Filebeat on my computer as a service and taking, you know, the contents of the log file of audit-d and then sending it directly to Elasticsearch and that's it. Or using Elastic agents, which would be at the bare metal level basically the same thing, except it's a way easier way of configuring what server will send you what information. And yeah, you basically just have one web interface of telling you what server is going to send what to Elasticsearch, and you don't have to configure it from the command line on every server. But then I had a third option, which I realized only like a couple of hours into deep diving into Elastic agents, which was AuditBeat. AuditBeat doesn't require you Elastic agents. It's basically like Filebeat. It's just a service you install on your computer, and it will send the information from the audit subsystem directly to your Elasticsearch database. You don't even need audit-d, because all audit-d does is take those events from the auditing subsystem and it sends them into some logs, as far as I know. So all you need is AuditBeat, and it will automatically deal with the auditing subsystem. It will fetch the events, it will get those events, it will automatically put the log messages into some sort of context. I think it also parses them automatically and creates the fields by itself, and then sends it to Elasticsearch. So yeah, this was honestly a way better solution, and I just used AuditBeat, you know, set up a basic configuration, spawn out the service, and ladies and gentlemen, this is what I got. Yeah, what's up, boys? So here we have the local hemisphere, which I named the server. As you can see, it's running SSH and Elasticsearch and Kibana very nicely, very nicely. And if I, on my own system, if I take a look at the AuditBeat, I can type today, you can see it's running, okay? So this is nice. And I gave it a lot of RAM, because Elasticsearch needs a lot of RAM. So yeah, okay. Then here I created the bookmark so that I can directly open a specific dashboard that I created for myself. And here you can see the lovely data, bro. Here we have event actions, which I created, like the types of events that are happening on my system, like a bound socket, a process error, a process stop, process start executed, listening for connections. This one was the main one, which I wanted for this siem to have. So I created a specific table for this as well. And you can see we have a timestamp, process ID, process parent ID, and then the executable. In this case, this is kdenlive, because kdenlive for some reason calls the listen syscall. Socket address, socket family, and I guess this is the port. Yeah, this is the port where it's listening, and then the title. And then if you want more details on what's happening, you just go into JSON and view what's happening. I guess, okay, the IP if you want to see the host. and all the lovely stuff, bro. This is all. Here I created also another like diagram for the listen ports table so that I can see it very easily if there is a new port being opened, and I can change the like, let's see, the 2 days ago, because I was running this for multiple days already, and you can see quite a lot of stuff has been happening. For example, Brave has opened quite a lot of ports. I mean, 0, okay, it's not that much, but yeah. And now if we would want, we could filter out this data, like filter out the Brave, because maybe we don't want to see Brave and shit. We want to see Python, we want to see other stuff. We want to see Kimu, Steam. I was running Steam, obviously. Okay, let's say we don't need Steam. We want to filter it out. Easy. And it filters it out on other diagrams as well. Okay, this is probably something. Let's see, Steam here. Okay, let's filter this one out as well. We could also filter. I think it's possible that you filter by if a string contains the word Steam or something. So yeah, that would be more efficient. I guess a better thing to do, but yeah, okay. Kimu, syslog, Python. You can see I'm not running. It's not like I'm running a lot of things. So if there was to be something suspicious, I would see it instantly here. And I can also enable a refresh of every 30 seconds. I usually keep it at 30 seconds because, yeah, why not? And now it's going to refresh every 30 seconds. Then here I have event actions, basically the same thing as here, except it's like a graph. Here, process events for the process stopped, process error, process started. If anything happens, I can see it here. Processes map, what kind of process has been logged the most. Then the events table, okay, like basically this, but as a table, you can see it, okay. And then, okay, system events. And yeah, that's it. If I want more things, I could easily go into edit actually and add from the library, because there's a lot of things that are pre-made, and I was searching a bit through them, and to be fair, those are the only ones I need, but there's more things that I could add. And also, there's this super cool module, I think it's called a module, yeah, that I could add to AuditBit, which would allow me to log also events from sockets. And that would be cool because I could monitor all the connections, I think, and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, on my system, it doesn't work. I'm not sure why yet. I went on discuss Elasticsearch. I went here and created a post about this because, as you can see, this is the problem basically. I enable the socket dataset so that AuditBit tracks sockets as well. And as you can see, then it doesn't want to run. It just says this. It says unable to guess one or more required parameters. Guess struct creds failed. Timeout while listening for event. And so far nobody replied. I wasn't able to find anything in Google. And if you search for this on the same forum, you will see that someone else also had the same problem, but they didn't get any response neither. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I guess we'll just have to wait. If something happens, if nothing happens, then okay, I don't care because I got what I needed. So I'm cool. And yeah, I guess that's it. Why not just run your own sim? At the end of the day, why not just have something like this and create your own dashboards and diagrams and shit? It's pretty cool, honestly. You learn. I think you can learn a lot by doing this. So yeah, that was it, I guess, for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.